Good morning, second grade math students. Welcome back. I hope you all had a great spring break with your families and got to enjoy some weather. I miss you all very much, but I'm excited to get started with learning these next 44 days left to school. Okay, so today's lesson is about critiquing other people's answers, and critiquing is to be critical of their answers and to come up with whether you agree with them or disagree with them, whether you think they're right answers or whether you think they're wrong answers, and then explaining your thinking why. Okay, this is the last lesson in our unit on subtraction. Okay, and it is lesson 5-8 on page 217 if you have your workbook. Okay. You'll also need a whiteboard, something to write with, to practice the solve and share with me, or you can use pencil and paper. Okay, let's get started. We're going to read the I can statement first, and I wrote it for you here, or you can follow along at the top of page 217 in your workbook. Okay, I can critique the thinking of others by using what I know about addition and subtraction. Okay, one more time. I can critique the thinking of others by using what I know about addition and subtraction. Once again, the P stands for page, and it's page 217, just like I used to write up on the board. Okay, all right, so we're going to be going to the solve and share. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this problem, and we're going to be thinking about the strategies we've learned in this unit, the compensation strategy and the breaking apart strategy, and then we're going to also think about the tools. The tools that we used the hundreds grid, and you have one in your book that you could use, the workbook, and it's on page, I always forget this page, oh I wrote it right over there, 189, and you can go back and forth, and I like to put a post-it, and I finally got a paper clip so I can just quickly go back and forth from the page with the hundreds chart to the page I'm working on currently. Okay, or you can use the parts and total, also known as your bar diagram, or maybe a number bond. Okay, think of that when you're solving. So the tools that we're gonna use or think about are the hundreds grid, the parts and total, and number bond, and also your fact families. All right, let's get started, and I'll read it, and you could read along in your book, or you can just listen if you don't have your book. And they're going to be word problems, and they're going to be two-step word problems. But when you're critiquing the work of others, you're going to be doing a third step as well. And you're going to agree with their thinking, or you're going to disagree. But before you can do either one of those, you have to actually read the problem or listen to it read to you. Okay, so here we go. Bill collects and sells seashells. He has 45 shells, so remember you circle 45. Finds 29 shells, circle 29, and sells 20 shells, and circle 20. How many seashells does Bill have now? So that's a two-step problem. Okay, and then the third step is the way Tara solves it. So before we even go to that step, you're going to solve it yourself. Okay, so what do I know? There's 45 shells. He finds 45 shells. So I'm going to write 45 down. And then I'm going to think about it. He finds 29 shells and he sells 20 shells. How many seashells does he have now? So the first thing he does is he finds some. So he makes more. So that's going to be a plus. And he finds 29 more. So you have to solve this before you can even get to the next step. So we'll go ahead and solve this. And I'll go ahead and use break apart numbers, and I'll turn this into 20 plus 9 into the equation 20 plus 9 into the expanded form. So then I could count up 45, 55, 65, 2 tens, and then add my 9. And then I have 65 plus 9 equals 74. Okay, and then the next step is he sells 20. So I have to minus 20 to get my answer of how many he has left. So I'm going to go back down to, so 74, 64, 54. So he has 54, and I have to write shells now. Okay, so that's how I solved it. Okay, and then you're going to double check it on your hundreds grid, and you're going to find 45. I'll bring it closer, and you're going to go up 29. So 2 tens, which is down the grid, 1, 2, and you're going to get to 65, and then you're going to go across 9 because it's addition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I land on 74. So then I'm minusing 20, so I'm going to go back 10, 20, which is down the number grid. Down the number grid. Okay, but up the chart. And I end up at 54, which is my answer I got. So now the third step is you're going to compare yours with the way Tara solved it. Okay. And so Tara solved it by subtracting 45 from 29. Is that what we did? I'm sorry, subtracting 29 from 45. Okay, and then she added 20 to solve the problem. Do you agree with Tara's thinking? Because remember, it's always the thinking of the person that we agree with and not the person themselves. Because if you say, I agree, I disagree, or I agree, it's that you are agreeing with what their thinking is and not the person themselves. So we don't want to make people defensive. We just want to agree with or disagree with their thinking. So right away, we know that she subtracted when you were supposed to add. So we would disagree or do not agree. So you would circle do not agree. And then your because is how you solved it, which goes into the spot. Okay, and you can ask yourself, well, what was her mistake? And her mistake was that she subtracted the 29 here when you were supposed to be adding it because it was what he had found. And she added the 20, which was what he was subtracting because that was what he sold. Okay, so that is one example of how to critique a problem. Okay, and you have been doing this all along. You're all very good at this. The only thing that's different now is there's 2 steps instead of just 1 step. Okay, there's the 2-step problems where you have to solve the 2-step problem first, and then the third step is comparing it to the other one and to see if it's the same or not, and whether you agree or not. So you can do this. This is the last lesson. Some of you might have already done it, and that's okay. You're going to go on to finishing the unit and taking the assessment practice in the workbook, and I will assign it on Pearson Realize as well, and you can take it online. And tomorrow we're going to go ahead and start the new chapter. Okay, so have a good rest of your day. I miss you all very much, and I look forward to a time when I'll see you again in the future. And I want you to take care of yourself. Take care of your siblings and your parents. Be nice to your parents during this time, especially if you're staying in with them a lot. Okay? Take care. All right? Good night. Good day.